International Women's Day, as part of the women's team, we wanted to know more about the amazing women that are behind our club. So we're with Claire and Jodie, who work in the Milkbar. So we wanted to know a bit more about what you do. So can you tell us a bit about your roles here at the club?
We have a couple.
Just a few.
Our main one would be that we've run and managed the Milkbar on match days. So that would be kind of our main, and off that came the catering side of things. So we would cater for the men and the women's team for after training, pre-match, post-match, things like that.
Yeah, we do. We also do a lot of our community, the community meal drives, which are on a monthly basis, where we put together 200 to 300 meals monthly for our local community. In and around sort of East Belfast and sort of further abroad, to help families that are struggling.
Like that's some unbelievable work that the two of you do, and I think we've really appreciated it recently with starting to get our meals as well. And I know we really like some of the protein balls and the brownies and all. It has been really good, and we have really appreciated it.
Well, we get trained up just to see what would be healthy meals and what's the best way to go with both, say, the men and the women's team. Just it's very important for you to have proper food before and after your matches. So
yeah.
We feel as though it's our wee tiny contribution to when you get a win.
We just
feel we're a wee tiny bit. But our community work, the meals and things, we're into our 10th year of doing it, and it started off very slow, it's very small, and it's just started to grow and grow. And we actually do love doing it. We have a great lot of volunteers come, yourselves come and help. The men's team would sometimes come in and help, but we all know women are better in the kitchen.
No.
We're not going to argue over that.
Put it in there. You told me a story last year, and it really stuck with me just because of when I was growing up. I was in a similar position to some of the homes that you would go into. So, from your perspective, how does that impact you guys, seeing the profits of the work that you just started here?
It's a double-edged sword. I mean, we come out feeling quite, can we do more?
Yeah.
How are we going to do more? How do we get more funding? But at the same time, you come out, your heart feels
full,
heavy, but full that you've helped that family, and you can see it in their faces when you arrive. And there's some homes we go into, and it's nobody's fault. It's just life at the moment, and to see the struggle, you hear about the struggle, and you read about the struggle, but when you actually physically go in and see the struggle, but I think Claire and I would be hard on ourselves, because even we're doing a bumper one today. We're hoping to get well into the 300s, maybe pushing more.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But we'll come away feeling,
what else could
we
you
have done more?
Could we have done more? I wish we could have done more. But we rely on funding from our supporters, which are great. We run the appeal. People can donate monthly. We do get contributions coming in. Today we have Alicia coming in. Her husband Russell passed away, so there's been extra food that was purchased today to make it a bigger one. So we try each month for it to mean something. And some months we have bumper months, some months, but the price of food and all gone up. It's making our job a lot harder. So Claire does the shopping, so she has to go around. We scour everywhere who has what and offer, just to get as much as we physically can.
We are in the middle, obviously, today of doing our March one today, and we're aiming. We're doing today's one in memory of Russell for Alicia, for the fact that she got us some extra funding for today's meal drive, and we are hoping that we're going to make it a bumper. We're pushing hard.
Absolutely.
As you guys witnessed this morning, it's all good.
It's evident to see how hard you are working and how organised you are in a day-to-day basis. Like, everything was set out when we walked in, and you're just like, this is taking days and weeks and months of planning. So
this week alone we had Monday, which would have been running about doing the shopping. Yesterday was all the prep. We had a match last night that we don't have to do pre and post match. We have the meal drive today. Tomorrow we have the boys here training, so we'll be catering for them. Then going to ban all the stuff for the Milkbar for the match on Friday. Then we come on Friday, we set up the Milkbar. So it's near turning into like nearly a full-time job.
Yeah.
They joke about
we start soon.
They joke we spent more time here than we do at home, and I'm actually beginning to think. But don't tell anybody in case they start charging us rent.
Well, what I would say as well, obviously Jodie and I are both volunteers at the club. All the work that we do here is on a voluntary basis, and we do it for the love of Glentoran Football Club, which is something that I pride myself on.
Yeah. How long have you been here?
I've been here almost now 15 years as a volunteer.
Unbelievable.
As a volunteer, I've been saying. I've been coming to the Oval for 49 years. How is that possible? I've been coming here for the age of 4, but I've been volunteering for around about the same time, about the last 15 years. So my first stint here was a bit of volunteering, and then my daughter has a small disability, so we raised money to build a disabled enclosure. So once you've done that, it's a club that just sucks you in, but you can't help it. But I mean, I was born 3 streets away, so it's always been here in my heart. But you start off doing one wee thing, and you know, it was like when you come in and cover the Milkbar for a couple of weeks just to get, that's like, you know, 14 years later, we're still here, but they haven't kicked us out yet, so we must be doing something right, we must be doing okay.
No, that's good. And I think you mentioned it there that you need a lot of investment and support and whatever, so do you want to tell us a bit about some of the organisations that you work alongside?
We work alongside the local community groups, which are obviously within the East Belfast area. Walkway community, Conswater community. Yeah.
We've started out working with Braniel community, Clondiff community.
Team Dot.
Which are on the Craigie. So we're quite well spread around. Plus we then have an independent list of that they're not associated with any community groups. It's just addresses that we've been given. People have come in and asked for help. People have recommended, you know,
through the churches. Over the last 10 years, obviously we've built up, for doing obviously our Christmas appeal, over the last 10 years we've built up quite a sort of database of families.
I checked our database last night and we have 1,211 families.
That's unbelievable.
All within the area.
All within the area. And that could probably grow but we don't promote as much now, because we know it's very hard when we know for that many families, and each time we do a meal drive that we're only maybe doing, you know, 300, 350 meals, because then they have to wait every third turn. But
COVID has played a massive part in adding to the lists. The cost of living from COVID hit even us doing the meal drives, the cost of living is costly to us, even putting out our meals, and the difference in families that we're now going to it's heartbreaking when you go into these houses. So I mean, COVID played a big part in the cost of living. It's crippling to people who are working. I mean, the amount of families now that they're asking for support here are working families. I mean, we're not just talking people that are on benefits, that aren't working. I mean, it's families that are working now just can't afford to live because the cost of living is just.
A lot of families, maybe the mother or father has passed away during COVID. We've come across that. That's becoming
pensioners that are left in their
pensioners
where their partners have passed with COVID, and we have quite a few of those on our books where we have.
It's actually getting quite. At the beginning, you had the drive to go and help these wee families, but now you're going in and your spirit, you know, you're feeling what they're feeling. You just don't go in and drop your meals and leave. You know, you sit and you have a wee chat, and I mean, we have a wee trick. We'll go in. One of us go in and ask, "Come and wash your hands." We have a wee look about quick in the fridge cupboard.
That's the story you told me.
And we go into some fridges and cupboards, and there's nothing. You know, and you're just like, I feel awful when I go home, because I'm food. You open my cupboards, it's like paying tip just to try and get a bit in, you know, and you do feel, you know, how you do feel a bit guilty. You do actually feel. I mean, there's times Claire and I mean, I know personally, there's one time I was making a Sunday dinner, house was smelling beautifully of roast beef, you know, and everybody sitting there, and Sarah and all sitting there going, it smells lovely, and I got a message through, and then the next thing I went in, I said, right, we're going out for dinner, and they're looking at me going, what do you mean we're going out for dinner? A family had contacted me, and we knew the family, and I just packed up everything and brought it to them, because I thought, I can come home, I've still got food in my cupboard and skate. They have nothing, and I know you've done the same thing. You know, it's, even though you feel good, you do carry a lot of guilt, and
it doesn't leave you. We don't come home from here after today and forget about it until next month.
We're thinking of the next 350 people that we need to go on and help.
If we're up in Musgrave, Cash and Carry, getting stuff in for tomorrow night's match or for Friday night's match, and we've seen something that is going to be suitable for our next meal drive, and it's maybe at a ridiculously good price, well, that's got literally been away for the next one. It's always at the back, at our forefront of our minds. We've another one coming up, and it's all about saving our pennies that our fans are donated to us. Yeah. So we'll save pennies that we can to add on extra. I mean, those pennies can maybe add on an extra 10 meals.
Yeah.
And our tips in the Milkbar go in, so anybody coming into the Milkbar, monthly tips will go into your jar.
Yeah.
We donate our tips.
Yeah.
Our tips are donated.
Yeah.
You know, it's just do what you can. It's just basically. But as you say, people find themselves in different situations. You know, I think Claire and I both have children that were born with difficulties, and I think in my way, it's my way of doing stuff in the community, is my way of giving back for having what we have now, and I'm so grateful for what we have. And Sarah and all gets involved, and Cole and things will get involved. So I just feel it's just like a circle. You know, there was times I needed help and support, where people would have got me through things, and this is my way of giving back, you know. And it's, if a life could be like that, it will not be a bad life.
No. And I think that says a lot about the two of yous and the kind of women that you.
Well, it's either that or we're bat crazy, but we're just we're doing bat crazy. We're just going to go.
I just want to add to that, like, I don't know how often maybe you hear it, but thank you for what you do. It's incredible. You clearly don't hear that too often with those smiles.
But we don't like to be, and we don't like to be look at us and look what we're doing.
No,
I mean, even doing this interview today, we're a wee bit,
that's not why I'm saying it.
I know, but we're quite happy to stay in the background. But I would be the mouthy one. I'm always the one. I'm always the one that's asked to do this or do that. And
I stay in the background very much.
I trail her back out.
She trails me out.
No, you start doing P's and apologies, can't separate the two.
We've been friends for years and years, and it is stressful. There's times it gets, but we never fall out.
No,
we buckle down.
Yeah,
and just carry on.
No, well, thank you for that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You tried those questions in really well there. Like, the conversation flew. Like,
flowed.
I don't know. Maybe.
It was really good.
I thought it was
really good.
Are you happy enough?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's
Actually, can I just ask one more question?
Yes.
What's your favourite Glentoran moment over the years that you've been here? Like, something really stuck in your heart and been like.
I think with me,
mine's quite savage actually.
Mine's actually has to be, I have as Julie did sort of touch on, I have a little boy, who's 9, who has autism, ADHD and other additional needs. And I think it's actually a very recent one, to be fair. Okay. Cole turned 9 at the end of January this year, and done mascot. And up until this season, Cole never had an interest in football in Glentoran. He's been around the club all his life, because obviously he's spent his life here with me. He has been in and around the men, I mean in training when we were doing catering and stuff. He's been never played with us, but this season he is Glentoran mad.
Amazing.
He wakened me the morning of the Irish Cup match in the morning singing European Dream at 6 o'clock in the morning. But on his birthday this year, as a surprise, he got to do mascot for his birthday, and I think just that whole experience for him now coming into what his daddy and I, my husband's also a massive Glentoran supporter, which is the reason that I got into Glentoran.
Okay.
And I think him now coming in with us, and sort of taking on our passion, and now sort of having the passion that we have for the club, and helping us out now. He loves to come up, and if we're doing pre-match, and he'll come up and he'll carry stuff down whenever the guys are finished, and he'll wish the players good luck before they leave. And I think now that Cole's taken an interest, I think that's mine at the minute.
Amazing.
Makes it a wee bit more special.
Yeah, now he's shown his interest. Yeah,
mine's a wee bit more morbid probably, but how I feel it's possibly back, can't even remember what year, can't even remember what I've done yesterday sometimes, when things were really bad here, and financially wise, and the gates were closing, and it was dark times. But my favourite time that I will always carry with me is everyone coming together, spurred of 41 being born, and we done everything to keep those gates open. I know now it's lovely that we have the financial security, but back then it felt like a real effort, a real family effort,
Yeah.
a real team effort. Just every single person came together, and I mean, dragged the club back out of where it was, and we kept fighting the battle. But I think that will always stick with me. Well, I could sit here and pick out certain matches, cup finals, and all that, but at the end of the day, it's not always just about the team on the pitch. It's walking on the background and everybody coming together and giving everything they possibly can to keep the club. That is my.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a bit morbid, but
No,
it's what would stick with me.
It's the team behind the team.
Yeah, it's what we can do.
Glentoran is.
It's a whole complete. Always said football. There's no room for religion, bigotry, anything like that. It's not always about the 90 minutes on the pitch. It's about everything in the background and everybody coming together, and everybody is, you know, from the academy, the women's team, the men's team, just everybody working together
Absolutely.
is the perfect ending, really.
Yeah.
Absolutely.